There is a huge opportunity for all of you caused by the exodus of thousands of landlords. It's creating a huge opportunity for property investors in 2025, many of which have been overlooked by the market. So I am going to share with you now how you are going to make massive gains using the exodus of landlords. The market has been fixated for many years on below market value properties. But let's be real, how easy are they to find today? They're not easy. Additionally, many believe that high cash flow strategies like co-living, HMOs, and serviced accommodation are the only viable options. However, the way that properties are managed and the way that properties are valued, particularly for large HMOs, can be a problem for investors. And there's huge tax changes coming for serviced accommodation in the next few days that's going to change everything for landlords. So you really need to know exactly how to do this. Now, like and subscribe, because next week I'm going to be talking about those tax changes. So, below market properties value, single let properties are difficult to find. So to unlock hidden potential, investors must look beyond conventional strategies and focus on acquiring properties from landlords who are exiting the market. Thousands of landlords are selling off the properties, many of which are as follows: under rented, so below market rents. They require a deep refurbishment because they've been let go to rack and ruin. They face EPC regulation challenges where they've got a D, an E, or a G EPC, or an F EPC. Okay, those are illegal in the future. In 2028, we are going to expect a C rating for all new tenancies. And in 2030, that's for all tenancies. So you won't be able to rent out your properties. So these things are why landlords are exiting, are financially unsustainable, their properties, due to an expiring fixed rate mortgage and rising costs. Now, what does this create for you? Opportunity. So let's talk about that. Many landlords hesitate to sell out of fear that listing their property will cause tenants to vacate, worsening their financial situation. So you imagine sitting there being in fear that you're also going to lose the rental income as your mortgages increase in value. This is creating a huge opportunity for newer investors to acquire these properties both on the market and off the market. Often, here's the key, on market value. Then using title splitting and breakup strategies, they can add significant value to the property. What is title splitting, you might ask? Title splitting is a process in which a property developer acquires a single unit of property and physically separates it into multiple units of property. The goal is to split the property legally in a way that maximizes profit. Here's the thing, it's not simply a legal process. So if you can acquire properties ripe for title splitting, you are going to make massive capital and massive cash flow. A common misconception is that title splitting is purely legal, while the final step is indeed legal. The real value comes from structuring the property and the business correctly from the outset, splitting it right at the time you buy it in the right format, ensuring it meets the mortgage lending criteria to get the cheapest mortgages, and these are buy-to-let mortgages for landlords. This is why title splitting matters. Properties that remain unsplit under a single freehold often fail to achieve capital growth. So when you go to sell them, the landlords that are selling them, they are on market value. And that market value is at least 25 to 35% less than the split value. Investors must title split early to unlock maximum capital value each and every time on their investments. I'm going to show you 2 high value property strategies here using title splitting. Number 1, commercial asset management. Here's a case study. One powerful approach is to subdivide a commercial property into smaller rentable units under something called FRI, or full repairing and insuring leases. This shifts the responsibility on this commercial property for bills to the tenants, reduces the landlord costs whilst maintaining strong rental yields, and future-proofs the property for long-term stability. Here is a small case study of one of my properties in the East Midlands that I purchased in 2023. Now, the key thing is this property was purchased for a value in August 2023. It was purchased for £875,000. It's something called a CMO, a commercial of multiple occupation. It has 7 commercial tenants of varying different types. Some are retail, one is a restaurant, just various types. Some are small businesses that do things like hairdressing. So this will give you an idea. The market valuation on the day of purchase was $875,000. But by using some really clever, creative strategies for title splitting, that property was revalued at £1 million in November 2025. Now, I want to say to you, we haven't spent much. We're just doing some very low-level title splitting strategies to get this property value up and increasing the rents on tenants, because we're able to do so. Now, we predict that just keeping this as a commercial, in the next few years, this will now have a value of about 1.130 million. So this is where we're going by using title split commercial asset management strategies. Now, rental income for this building has gone in a year, just over a year, from 77,340 to 87,840. And we predict it will be, in the next couple of years, £100,057. So you can see from 77,000 to 100,000 in a few years using commercial asset management strategies, and it's now increasing our cash flow. Now, part of this was because the old landlord had bills included and we've sorted out the utilities. Now, the only thing that's communal is the shared areas, not communal bills for the whole building. And worse than that, some of it was, there's all these types of properties are out there in a bit of a mess. And believe me, I see them every single day. Now, that is strategy number 1. We will increase our cash flow in the next few years to over £100,000 per annum on this property. And that is easy if you know the title split strategies to do it. Now, at this particular junction, it's actually better to keep this on one title. However, I now want to talk to you about if I was going to create commercial to residential. The building lends itself to a commercial to residential conversion, and we've worked out that we can get 12 luxury apartments in the building. It's in a nice, affluent residential area. Most landlords don't understand that if you then title split it at the end, you add a massive amount of capital. So now I want to explain that. So I want you to remember that the building is going to be worth 1.130 million, okay, in a few years. I'm going to now show you how to get that building up to 2.030 million. So how we unlock the value here is we acquire a commercial property. In this instance, I've paid $875,000 for it. We use planning permission or permitted development rights to convert it into a residential property. And we at titlesplit.com can show you exactly how to do that. We then title split it after we... Now, here's the thing. I want you to write these numbers down. I bought it for 875 and I'm going to spend 700,000 converting it into 12 luxury apartments worth 2.030 million, so that I can put each of those apartments on a single buy to let mortgage. And those single buy-to-let mortgages are only available if I have legally title split the building. I'm going to achieve both cash flow. The rent is now £129,000 per annum. So it's got more rent than the commercial building at just over 100,000. And I've now invested in the future, and those 12 individual buy-to-let mortgaged units are going to grow in line with UK capital growth. Now, if I leave it as a block, this is how it's going to look. I'm going to purchase it for 875. I've already purchased it. I'm going to refurb it, and it's going to cost me around 700,000 for the refurb and the title split. The total rental income is £129,000 per annum. Okay, so these are the numbers, and the yield is 8.78%. The market rent multiplier in the area means that I get a commercial valuation with that yield. It's not good. The commercial valuation of that building comes in at just under 1.5 million. But it won't take a rocket scientist for you to work out. It's 1.476082, okay? If I split it, it's 203000. So I get a hugely increased valuation just by doing the title split at the end. The value per unit is only available to the title split, and that's 169,167 times 12. That's the split value. The block value is 1.476 million. So I would be leaving huge amounts of money in that deal. So the steps to unlock this value: you need to secure planning permission, a permitted development for 12 high-end residential units. You then, number 2, complete the conversion and rent it out at the top market rates. So buy, refurbish, and you must then legally title split into individual leasehold apartments to get that extra capital uplift. Refinance each unit with buy-to-let mortgages, which will be 2% less than commercial mortgages, so you will also make extra cash flow, and benefit from capital growth on each individual unit. Conclusion: in 2025, the property market presents you with unparalleled opportunities, but you need to think beyond the standard below market value strategies and refurbished strategies that you've been shown to do. You need to acquire these properties from exiting landlords, and you need to use title splitting to unlock the hidden value. You need to apply creative strategies like commercial asset management and residential conversion. And by leveraging these advanced title splitting strategies, investors can maximize cash flow, equity growth, and long-term appreciation in the market. The market is flooded with distressed assets like this. Are you ready to capitalize on these opportunities? Now, if you want to know more, you have to come and talk to titlesplit.com. We are the experts at helping you to do this. Thank you for listening today. Like and subscribe for more information. And next week, I'm going to share with you the tax changes that are coming your way.